Hello students, Miss Slyman here again with looking at how to solve this example 4a with your calculator. So it starts the same way. I need to put both of these equations in slope-intercept form. So let's go back, and we already know from above that the first one was y is less than or equal to x plus 3, and the second one was the same as y is greater than negative 2/3 x minus 2. We know that this one was shaded below. And that's because, again, we have the y on the left-hand side and the left-hand side, and the less than sign, sorry, and y on the left-hand side and the greater than side, so that tells us we're going to shade above. So in my calculator, what I can do is, if you were starting from your blank screen, I go into my y equals. And for this first equation, I want to come over here and change how I'm graphing. I'm not graphing a line anymore. Now I'm going to go over and highlight that, hit enter. I'll keep the blue color. And now my line, I'm going to use my arrows. That's what this is showing you, left, right. And I'm going to keep going until it makes this shade below picture and say OK. And then I'm going to type in my equation. Here's my x button, x plus 3. I'm going to come down. I'm going to go over here, do the same thing. I'm going to keep the red. I'm going to use my arrows until it says shade above. Say OK. I'm going to type in negative 2/3 x minus 2. So here's my negative sign, negative. To make a fraction, there's a, got to get off the equal sign. All right, make a negative. There's a shortcut to make a fraction. You could, of course, just use the division bar, the division button, but we can also we can make a fraction that looks like this. So that shortcut is alpha y equals numerator over denominator. To get out of there, it's showing you the arrow. I'm going to push to the right to get down. Let me make my big screen for you. Okay, again, I've got my arrow showing me to get out, so I'm going to get out. I need my x minus 2. And now I want my window to match what I've been given. So I see negative 10 to 10 on the x-axis counting by ones, negative 10 to 10 on the y-axis counting by ones. So push the window button. Come over here, push window. X min, negative 10, max 10, counting by ones, negative 10 on the y, y max is 10, counting by ones. I'm going to ignore the rest of this stuff. Okay, so just like we saw below, we've got our x plus 3 shaded below, negative 2/3 x, minus 2 is the y-intercept shaded below, and here is our solution, the area where they match. So of course, if I'm going to sketch this, I would want to make my sketch accurately, so I want for sure to have my y-intercepts. I want to also know where these lines intersect. So I've got several things I can do on my calculator. So the first one I can do is I'm going to push second to get into this calc menu. And now I want to see a value when x is 0. Those are my y-intercepts. So the value when x is 0, one of those values on my blue line is 3. If I push the down arrow, I get the negative 2. So I could come over here, plot my negative 2. I know that that one's the open circle. Plot my blue one is the 3. Whoa, what happened to my, it's not, let's see if this is going to work here. That's a solid circle. My negative 2 is the open circle. This. All right. Come back into my calculator, find where the two intersect. So that's another calc. Intersect is number 5. My first curve is the blue line, so I say enter to confirm. My second curve is the red line. I say enter to confirm. And looking at my graph, it looks like they intersect around the x value of negative 2. So I'm going to type in -2 for my guess. And I was pretty close. They intersect at -3, 0. So I'm going to come back to my picture. I'm going to make this one purple because it's where they both meet. And that's an open circle, -3, 0. So now I can use just these 2 points to make my line. And looking back at my graph to help me, so I know that I'm going to keep all of these points. I can make that solid. The red one has to be my dashed line. So I'm going to come in and make a solid line going through those. And this is okay to be, you should use a ruler. I do not have a ruler on screen, but you should use one. So make sure it's clear, solid line, dashed line, and then shading in between to show all the solutions. So that's how I use my calculator to help me.